video is going to be very interesting because this is a very curious pen, and it's the Platinum Curidas, which possibly means curious. I'm not sure. Anyway, this was lent to me by Appelboom. Thank you kindly, Appelboom. I really appreciate it because I was really curious to check it out, but I'm not huge into retractable pens, so I was like, nah, I don't need to get one. But he offered to loan me one, and I was like, yeah, for sure, so I could share it with you guys. And as it turns out, it's pretty cool. Sort of a love it or hate it look. Anyway, I'll talk more about it in the writing part, and I'll show you more details of it. But I am dying to know what you guys think, because I know the Vanishing Point is like hugely popular and so many people love them. And so this is more not utilitarian, it's more like chunky monkey? I don't know. I'm not sure how to describe it. So please share your thoughts. I'm just really curious what you guys think and how you feel about it, and if you have one and all that stuff, and if you think it's hideous or not. Like, I don't think it's hideous. It's kind of chunky, but anyway. Okay. Anyway, let's go look at it in exquisite detail. Time to look at this extremely interesting pen. I don't know how to describe it. It's very interesting. This was sent for review by Appelboom. Thank you, Appelboom. It will be forwarded to the next reviewer shortly. I've had it for quite some time, trying to assess my feelings for it. And yeah, so let's get going. The packaging. This is kind of neat. I like that. That would have been really cool if it was a sticker. Otherwise, you get their new hard box, and it's kind of awful because if you don't have the sleeve, it just falls open. The instruction manual. It's a very interesting instruction manual, so I'll show you this in a second. Fantastic quality. This ripped basically promptly. And I still haven't figured out where this came from. I opened the pen to clean it, and I found this. I don't even know, so I'll keep that out too. Okay, so let's put that away. And I'm going to show you what I have right here. I have pen parts. It's kind of a funny story, and the funny story is that I didn't know how to ink it. I couldn't figure it out. I've used a lot of fountain pens and a lot of different filling systems, and I was like, what? And I was expecting it to be like my VB, where you open it up, you got the nib unit, and you put your cartridge or converter in there, and that's it, right? Like, I was expecting simplicity. So, let's look at this instruction manual. It tells you how to disassemble it for ink refill. And had I read this before I fumbled with it, it would have been very easy. But it wasn't. It wasn't easy. I had to... This is basically what you have to do to ink it. So, I mean, you can tell this is going to be a glowing review, can't you? Long story short, it took me time to figure out the pen, but in a way that's very good because I got to know the pen more, like intimately, you know, like I got to understand the pen a little bit better. So there's a whole bunch of things. You can remove the clip, you can put the clip back on, and other than that, it's just handling the fountain pen. So let me show you how to ink it. Okay, so first of all, this is your nib unit. I have a medium. And there's a little notch that you gotta... Hang on, let me put a white background down, sorry. You gotta put everything in the little notch. So, notch, turn. Great. This is where your ink reservoir will be, whether you use a cartridge or converter. Then you take the next part and you do the same thing. So you insert it into the spring, you line up the notch on here, and you do that. So then you cap your pen. Okay, so I was just doing that a few times. I'm not going to do it because I don't really feel like doing it right now, but you could pop your clip off just by pulling it off and sliding it down because it's got a little hold right there. It's really easy. I mean, one would also think it's really easy to ink it, but yeah. So we're going to ink it with this. I was using a converter, but let's just use this. So let's ink it. We're going to do this. Then we're going to do, where is it? There we go. That. Then we're going to do this. And then we're going to do this. So thank goodness these cartridges. Oh God, it's terrifying. These cartridges hold a fair amount of ink. Oh, make me feel like I was going to break it because everything's plastic. Like, this is all plastic. I mean, this is metal, but like there's so much plastic that I'm terrified of breaking things. So anyway, we put this back in here and we put this back in here and we have a small conniption and we do this. So, okay, 5 minutes in, we're inked. So this is the pen. I do not hate the pen. I know some people think it's really ugly, and that's perfectly fine. I don't think it's really ugly. I think it's kind of cool. It's not amazing. I mean, it's kind of funny, but like this is insane. This long knock is insane. But like, other than that, I think it's kind of neat. So it says Curidas. Apparently there are mixed reviews about what that means, so we're not going to dwell on it. Other than that, like, it's a decent looking pen. I like the colors they come with. On Appelboom, you can get one for $83 US, $83.90, $84. You can use a discount code, you get 10% off, but let's just say it's an $85 pen, okay? And so yeah, it's a long pen. It's big. And that's how you operate it. So it's supposed to be like similar to the Vanishing Point, I suppose, in that it's a one-click wonder. The mechanism is a lot longer. There's a lot more resistance. So, I mean, I don't really care about the resistance. If you're a fidgeter, I am actually a fidgeter, but I don't fidget with stuff like this because I just don't want to, I don't know what's going to happen with the mechanism. But anyway, it's a long pen. It's quite girthy. It reminds me of the Lamy Dialogue in that it's like very thick. Nice balance though. So let's write. Let's do that. Let's write. Yeah, I had it inked with orange before this, so at some point the orange will wear out. Okay, so this is the Platinum Curidas. The nib is a medium. It also comes in like extra fine and fine. I actually really like the medium. It's a very tiny itty bitty nib. It's very cute. The ink is completely irrelevant. It's ᵐᵉᵒév<silence> Orange Indien turning into a platinum blue-black cartridge. Sorry, that's just the way it is. So it's actually a very nice wet writer. So despite all my reservations about it, like losing parts and trying to figure out how to ink it, it's a superb writer. And that's almost always been my experience with Platinum. Like, they just write. So it's well tuned, well adjusted. It just writes. I was also surprised that it didn't dry out as fast as I thought it would. Like, I thought leaving it out would just dry it out, but it didn't. So, I mean, that closes, and of course the Vanishing Point also has that, but this one is actually it's pretty good. It closes up pretty well. So, oh, it's an interesting sepia now. Oh, it's kind of a nice color. Fast writing, absolutely. Pressure, it's not meant for pressure. I wouldn't do it. If you really had to get a wetter line, you can. Just a note, the feed is plastic and there have been complaints about cracks. I've had this for months and it hasn't cracked. So actually longer than months, like a really long time. It hasn't cracked. So if that's something you're worried about, all I can tell you is I've had one, I've used one, it hasn't cracked. Now let's write. Let's do fun stuff. Let's write. I really like the writing experience. It has a touch of feedback, but it's not at all scratchy. It's always consistent. It's very reliable, easy to read. I actually really enjoy it for lettering. Let me just show you what I mean. Like for like this kind of style. It's a very consistent nib shape. Yes, I realize I'm completely off the dots. Oh well. The dots are just a suggestion. So I really enjoy like this blocky, fun lettering, and platinum nibs are really good for it, in case you're ever looking for one. I do find it slightly girthy in my fingers, but the clip is not an issue at all. The vanishing point clip doesn't bother me either, but for some people it certainly does. But relatively, the vanishing point is much narrower, and if you go to the Decimo, it's even narrower. So this is a little bulky for me, just a little bit, but like it's still comfortable. It's not my favorite girth though. Like it's just a little thick. However, I'm not like I don't get cramping and stuff, so I'm not really. It's not a deal breaker. But if you don't like the blockiness of a grip section, then you probably won't like this. If you don't mind and you just want to use it for quick notes, it's not going to be an issue at all. So yeah. So I can't tell you whether or not to buy it, of course. Do I think it's worth it? If you need something like this, sure. If you don't hate how it looks, why not? I actually think it's pretty reasonable. I don't know about all the little parts inside. I haven't lost anything yet, except for this that I think was just a protective thing. But yeah, like I've been really pleased with the performance. And the only thing is that because it's a plastic and it's kind of clear, it's starting to get scratches, so like micro scratches. And if that bothers you, then just keep it in a case or don't get a clear pen, like a plastic pen. But it's not too bad. So overall, like it's pretty decent. And I don't think it's like I would like to see it at like $55. I think that would be better. But as it is, not too shabby. Thank you so much to Appelboom for sending this over for me to check out. I super appreciate the support because, again, I wasn't really in the market for a retractable nib fountain pen, so I probably wouldn't have gotten one. And this allows me the opportunity to share this with you and test it out. So I really appreciate it. I hope this has been useful and helpful for you, and if it has, even if it hasn't, I'd really like if you'd like and subscribe. That would help me out a lot and provide me with some emotional validation for my tragic life. Yay! that's everything. Discount code below. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful week. Let me know your thoughts. I am dying to know what everybody thinks about this. I haven't really done a comparison with the Vanishing Point because they're just not in the same category. They're not. But there you go. Okay. Bye!